Well, hello and welcome back to our review of 2020. We've been speaking to all our various contributors during the year, and one man that's contributed more than most, Barry Drake, of course, our main man in Youghal, his track overlooking him, as you can see on the screen. Barry, the main man, podcast going great. It's been a good year for you.
Yeah, sure. As there's been a great reaction to that, Ian, as there has for all the Greyhound content over the last couple of months, meeting all the various people at my local tracks, Youghal and Cork. They're all enjoying it. And I've been surprised, really, that some of the people that have been listening didn't think they'd be up to the whole, I suppose, modern techniques and computers and iPads, and they're all listening. It's unreal, really.
Yeah, it does seem to be a wide and varied audience out there for it, but it just goes to show the hunger is there for content.
Oh, it sure is. You look, and it's very important for us then to put it across our social media platforms, and it's engaging with all the various people on them sites. So look, it's always great to hear all these great stories, and long may it continue.
I'd imagine from a personal standpoint, the podcast is nearly one of the highlights of the year, but we've asked you to pick out two highlights from the track, one local, one nationwide. You can start wherever you want to, Barry. What's your first port of call?
Well, I'd have to start with the Irish Greyhound Laurels again this year, sponsored by the friends and supporters of Cork Greyhound Racing. We're always looking for a Cork winner if that's possible. I suppose, especially in my own right, when I'm writing for the Echo newspaper in Cork, which have been great supporters of Greyhound Racing. There's not a day goes by on that paper that there's not Greyhound content. So when a Cork Greyhound is doing well, it's a little bit more work for me, which is always good. And it was a fabulous competition this year. We thought maybe Broadstrand Bono might be the Greyhound for Blarney trainer Johnny Linehan, but it turned out that he had two in the final, and for him to win the big one. I've been dealing with Johnny now for a good couple of years, and just a pleasure to deal with, and to see him finally win the Laurels at his local Corrin Park track just gave us all a wonderful thrill.
Yeah, wonderful thrill indeed. It was a tremendous Laurels from start to finish, and a great final.
Yeah, it sure was. Look, it had it all. It was a wide open final going into the final. Obviously, the pressure was on Johnny, two in the final. He got a great draw, it has to be said, with trap number 2 running to Sia, owned by great sporting owners who, like us, got a great thrill. Albeit watching at home, but it's such a great final. The past couple of finals of the Irish Greyhound Laurels have been some advertisement for Greyhound racing. You could have thrown a blanket over them as all 6 crossed the line, but as I said, look, just for Johnny Linehan to finally win that big one, I was just so happy for him. And as we had been in previous years for Kieran Lynch, another real talented trainer here in Cork, it's great to see our leading lights here in Cork win the big one.
Yeah, from a training point of view, it hasn't left the county, in a while.
No, and as I've said previously, I got a text off Paul Hennessy there one evening, and he said he'll have to do something about that. So look, we'll be looking forward to next year's competition, and I think the competition has got a real lift in recent years with the likes of Jimmy Barry Murphy, Tony Winters, all great characters, all came together and certainly put the Laurels back in the map.
Yeah, and certainly did. And looking forward to next year's renewal. Unlike some competitions like the likes of the Oaks and the 600, we will have to wait the full year for the rotation. Obviously, the Laurels never lost its slot. It was still in its end of year slot, and that's where it'll be this year again, or in 2021, should I say.
Yeah, that's it. Look, it's a competition, as you know, Ian, that has a rich history, and we're very proud of it down here in Cork, and we're absolutely delighted with the way it's gone in recent years, and the backing that it got from all the great Greyhound people all over the country. They're never found wanting when they're called upon, and looking forward to it again next year.
Yeah, indeed, we all are. Barry, what's your second moment that you've picked out?
Second moment, we'll have to keep it local. Look, there's been a number of, I suppose, sensational performances really at Youghal track over the course of this year. We're always I suppose our mouth's always open when we see a greyhound breaking 29 seconds around Youghal, because when that happens, we know that greyhound can be taken anywhere in the country. Pat Maloney has produced a lot of great greyhounds over the last couple of years. Sonic, Wolf, all these greyhounds that dip under 29 seconds in Youghal, and a greyhound that I'm looking forward to seeing next year is our greyhound, I should say, called Corrin Derek. Tommy and myself spoke of him while the Laurels was on this podcast, and he confirmed his status, I suppose, as a very promising youngster at the back end of November when he went out and won in 28.92. I thought it was a real good performance, considering he was coming out of an unraced stake and into a highly competitive A2, A3 around Youghal. He's a very strong running greyhound, bred by Willie Kelleher, who's no stranger to breeding fast animals. And this is a greyhound now that I think has a big reputation going forward. I was speaking to Billy McMahon on Twitter over the last couple of days. He's settled in well in the UK, and since he has gone over, the form has worked out really well. Second that night was a greyhound called Rapid Jack. He went down to Clonmel since and won in 28.75, and he followed up with a low 29 second run in Youghal last week. And the third greyhound, Too Sharp to Catch, has since won as well in a very fast time around Youghal. So certainly one for the notebook, and I think he is a greyhound with a bright future, and it was one of the standout moments for me at the Youghal track over the course of the last year. And as you know, Ian, and everyone know, when greyhounds post fast times around Youghal, they're in demand. So that for me was definitely one of the moments of the year, and as I said, can't wait to see him in action in the early part of 2021.
Yeah, indeed. I know we jested all year about Youghal and your affiliation and your love for the place. It is overlooking you in the back there. You have a picture of it on your wall, but it's true. It really does act as a springboard to future stardom, and it has done certainly in recent years. Of course, we can't let you go without mentioning the likes of Wolf or Dearjet Sydney also doing the track proud this year.
Yeah, look, I suppose all our Twitter greyhound enthusiasts would have seen me blowing the likes of Dearjet Sydney and Wolf up throughout the year. So what they went on to achieve was unbelievable as well. The Maloneys and Castlemartyr, fantastic supporters of greyhound racing. You see it yourself anytime they think they have a good one. They're not shy in sending it up to Graham Holland, and that success has given them as a family an unbelievable couple of years. They're very proud greyhound people. And of course, Dearjet Sydney, I had a wonderful chat with JJ Fenley last Thursday, a businessman here in East Cork who wears his heart on his sleeve, a very passionate greyhound supporter, and a serious operator too when he rocks up at an unraced stake. And like the Maloneys, he's not shy, I suppose, in sending a dog up to Pat Buckley either. So look, we're very lucky down here at Youghal Greyhound Stadium. I look forward to Monday and Wednesday of every week. That's what keeps me going, surrounded by all my great friends at the Youghal track. And look, long may this great sport continue, because we're a fantastic bunch. And look, we're always looking forward to the next meeting, but we'll be looking forward to hopefully a great year in 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. You've sort of answered my next question. I was going to say, what are you looking forward to in 2021 the most? But you've sort of summed it up there. You're looking to see the likes of the Corrin Dereks getting back on track and hopefully lighting up the tracks of the UK. Where do you see him? Is he an English Derby type greyhound?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Look, he seems to have it. He seems to have it all. Obviously he'd be ideally suited to a big galloping track. He's he's just all about pace. So I think he's going to start off in Central Park. So look, as I said, we'll be keeping a close eye on him. But there has been a number of greyhounds that have produced really quick runs in Youghal over the last couple of months. A lot of them have been sold on, so no doubt we'll see them out in the early part of 2021. But we're looking forward to more great greyhound racing. We've been blessed over the last couple of months since we returned after the lockdown. It's been non-stop. We've said it here on the podcast in previous times. The Greyhound Racing Ireland have done a fantastic job with the race in Canada. I think everyone all over the country has been very appreciative of that. And look, we'll look forward. We'll enjoy the Christmas period, Ian, and I'm sure you will too. Look, you've been kept extremely busy over the last couple of months, and I like many others just love this greyhound content. So keep up the great work.
Yeah, thanks very much, Barry. We intend, I assume. It's going to be hard to sort of get back into the swing of things as regards the calendar next year. Like it's been so rat-a-tat-tat for the last few months that it's going to seem almost pedestrian next year, where we have to wait a week or two for the top competitions to come about again. But it's going to be a steady stream rather than the absolute avalanche we've had in the last few months.
Yeah. But look, there's nothing wrong with that either, because
slower tempo. I'm getting old, Barry. I can't keep up the pace, you see.
It's hard enough to keep up with it now, Christmas Oaks and stuff like that, and just the quality of the bitches as well this year has been frightening, really. So we've so much to look forward to. And look, I think the Greyhound people have really, really come together over the last couple of months. We had to put up with, I suppose, a lot of nonsense as well. But look, we're fighting back, and I'm sure we're all going to be stronger again next year and stand up and be proud of our great sport.
Barry, you couldn't have said any better. Listen, Happy New Year. Have a great Christmas, and hope you all.
Thanks very much, Ian. Great stuff.
And that's it. The Bella Sounded here is going blast off fire and into Sia, Ballymac Anton, Witches Ethiopia, Droopies Hamish and Brody's Magic. Racing away they go. The draw gets too quick away, and the inside run into Sia to the first bend from one on the inside, and that's blast off fire as they head down the back straight. Run into Sia, leads it out from one on the inside, and the race is on. 6 is flying. Brody's Magic on the outer. It's 2 from 6. They'll go to the third bend with Run into Sia. The challenge is on from Brody's Magic. He takes the inside track. It's Brody's Magic is just about taking it up. They'll head up for the judge, and Brody's Magic with 2 finishing very quickly. Oh my goodness, it looks to be close on the outside. 2 with 1 and 6, and they finished like trains. They came to Brody's at the finish 28-38, and Run into Sia was certainly not all done in that one. The 9th of the night, the final. It was fabulous, and we'll wait for the judge on the line.
1, 2 Sharp to Catch, 2 Cash for Bomber, 3 Corrin Derek, 4 Rapid Jack, 5 Falks Lane and 6 Rising Comet. Away and racing they go. It's 4, 5 and 6 with 3 showing pace into the corner. 4 swings wide and it's opened the door for 3. Corrin Derek, who takes over from 4, who's coming back for more, but it's 3, the promising youngster Corrin Derek, who is extending up front and gone 3 or 4 lengths in front of 4, who's trying hard to get back on terms, but it's still 3 who's holding all the aces here. Off the final corner they go, and up towards the line, the promising youngster Corrin Derek. Look at the clock, 28.92. He had caught the eye in Curraheen Park in the Jerry Henry on race stake, and he's put it all together here. 28.92, an exciting prospect.